You're listening to Alexinder Riyat on Lyca Radio.
Okay, so I think I've made you wait long enough. So joining me from across the pond now, it is the Punjabi twin duo Twinbeatz. They've started off with DJing across the world, weddings, transformed from that into remixes, into releasing their own song, even at some NBA halftime shows. And I'm so excited to have them join me here on the line. It is Harinder and Verinder, aka Twinbeatz. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having us, man. Thank you.
How are you guys doing?
Good, man. Just getting a lot of work done, working on music, same old.
Same old. That's what we like to hear. So thank you very much for joining me on the show today. As I mentioned, it's been a while. I've been trying to get you guys on, so I'm very pleased to have you here.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for having us.
But before we get started with the interview, the real celebrity I need to ask about is obviously Uncle Billy. How's he doing?
He's chilling, man. Billy's chilling. He's been working. He's been staying busy, doing his thing.
How's Billy been finding his lockdown?
It's good, man. He's recently started working about a month ago, so he's getting a little busy now. But recently he just came from India. But he's lived a lot of his life in like Miami and just like all around the world, kind of, because he's worked on a cruise ship. So he's traveled like a lot of the world. So yeah,
oh, wow.
he's doing good. Yeah,
I bet he's got some stories to tell.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of stories, man. They're pretty. The way he tells them, like the character and like the dramaticness in them, it's just like amazing. It's some entertainment.
Well, he is, as I said, the star of the Instagram channels for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, so let's get on to the music. First off, congrats on your recent single, Dark Night. It entered our top 20 chart, number 3. So we're loving it there at Lyca Radio. Nicely themed for Halloween as well.
Thank you.
So that's been doing great. So let's start off with your journey. I'm really interested to hear how it all started, whether DJing was something that you kind of anticipated as a career when you were younger, and how it all started, really.
So to be honest, we were never really into music. Like, we grew up being all around basketball. It was always basketball. But my dad he was doing part-time DJing just for like a side gig. He had his full-time job, and then on the weekends he'd do like gigs, do wedding gigs and stuff here and there. But he always had like a huge collection, like the oldest cassettes. He had records. he had some good stuff, man. That's where we get a lot of our old school knowledge from too, from him. But like, we listened to music and stuff, but we weren't like ever thinking we'd get into music. We never played instruments, none of that.
We never knew what a remix was or a mix was. We never knew what that was. We just thought it was a song, It was just like, we never thought about it or anything. So we literally had no knowledge or idea of what music was like that. It was just like, yeah, it was good music. We're just listening to it.
Yeah, and then we there was just like, so we used to play basketball hardcore. Like, that was our thing. We're like, dude, we want to play. That's all we want to do. Like, we want to play professional one day. That was like, every kid has that goal to be playing professional sports at some point of their career, like when they're in high school, college and stuff. But then we were into it. We would train every day. We do all that stuff, but we both got injured. First, he got his herniated disc in high school, but he kind of played through it. And then I got herniated disc, I think first year of college. Yeah, first year of college.
Oh, nice.
So that's when we're like, now we have to sit out. We don't have a choice, right? Like, we can't play ball for a bit now. So then my dad used to do his he had a side gig, of course. I was telling you about the DJ and stuff, and his business was kind of declining. His stuff was getting kind of old school. Like, people were like, oh, we want turntables and stuff. My dad didn't do that. He would kind of just like go and, fade in, fade out type of thing. And it worked back then. So, but then obviously at a point it started getting outdated. And honestly, I think like times were pretty bad out here in general. Like in the US, we're going through like recession and all that stuff. And my dad was having a tough time even keeping his main job. He was getting unemployed a lot. He was going from job to job. It was tough. Even though my parents, both of them, my mom and my dad, some of the most hardworking people ever. That's where we get it from, honestly. Like, they held it down. Even though it came to the worst times in our household, they never made it seem like that. Like, they held it down. They figured out ways to get it done. But we were like, dude, we gotta we have time now. Maybe we can help them out in a way, right? So we started. We had like student loans, financial aid and stuff for our university stuff, our college stuff, and we're like, dude, let's just use this money like while we're going to school.
Yeah.
We got some loans and stuff. Let's put it
like,
into some DJ equipment.
We've got all this money. What should we do with it?
It was supposed to be basically, it was supposed to be money used towards books and all that kind of stuff, right? And it was like, I think it was like $10,000-$15,000, and we're like to our mom, like, yo, we're gonna go buy equipment. Like we, like in the back of our head, we thought if we buy new equipment, like my dad's business is gonna pick up, but that wasn't the case, obviously, right? But that's just what we thought. We're like, okay, whatever, let's do it. And we went and bought like all like these CDJ 900s, like this Denon mixer, all this like crazy equipment and stuff. And then we thought, okay, this business is gonna pick up. We see all this equipment, we don't know what to do with it. Like we don't know like anything about it. We don't know one little thing about it. We're just like, dude, how does this work? Like, is this gonna like make them like a mix sound good or something? And then it was just after that, man, we just like literally day in and day out, like it was like
YouTube,
10 hours a day, just like we're just like self-teaching ourselves every little thing, learning it off YouTube, like Google, all that kind of stuff, just like self-teaching ourselves. And then we just kind of just went from there, man. We just kind of we just kept teaching ourselves. He started doing more of like the production work, like mixes, like online mixes, and I started doing more of the live work and the live DJing. So we kind of split it up in that aspect, even though we were both learning aspects of both of the things of live and production mixes.
You kind of split out the workload.
Yeah, we just heavily focused, each of us focused on one thing, which made everything like a lot smoother and easier. We could get out in both ways, you know, we can get out in the live game and we can get out with the mixes through SoundCloud and stuff like that.
Yeah, we were able to master both of them in a way, because we were able to basically put 10 hours a day. Like we were still going to school and stuff too, so we weren't sleeping a lot. Like we just like, it was a way that we kind of transferred basketball, like our work ethic from all of that into our career, into our passion that became a passion in music.
We even had a part-time job that we'd work before going to school. It was at this place called Kirkland's. Like they do like decorations and stuff for your house and stuff like that. They just had like a lot of nice fancy stuff there. So we would go there and unload trucks in the morning and then go to school right after.
Wow.
And then when we start learning this stuff, we're like, dude, we just gotta hustle it out right now. Like my mom was like, dude, you guys don't have to do all that. What are you guys doing? We're like, dude, it's fine. Like we wanna stay busy. We wanna keep working.
You got your the classic Desi parents being baskaro.
You guys gotta chill, enjoy.
Yeah, it's just like Ram Karlo. So how did you kind of balance you're at university at the time and you also had DJing and you also have this part-time job. How did you kind of balance that all out? And when you graduated, how did it turn out?
So I remember it was pretty busy, man. Like, I don't know if you remember some of our mixtapes that kind of got us like known in the game. It was a Locked and Loaded mixtape. It was Rise of Our City. And I remember Rise of Our City took about 9 months of work because we were still in the learning process. We were still learning how to do mixes and stuff, right? So it was like such a process. Like it was day in and day out working on that and then going to school, making sure our grades are up, all that kind of stuff. And I remember we would go like the days before Rise of Our City release, it was almost 3 days with no sleep. I remember we were going to class, we were waking up and we're sitting downstairs in our living room and my dad would wake up and he'd be like, are you guys gonna sleep today? Like, like they would see us up at night and they would see us up in the morning, go to school, and same thing, repeat for 3 days. So it was like, we didn't have time, but it was like, this meant so much to us that it didn't matter, you know. We wanted what we wanted.
We weren't doing this for us, honestly. Like we still don't do this for ourselves, just for our parents, you know. We want to give back to them for what they've done for us.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's a really lovely way to do it. And how did the kind of name get around to the point when you were doing kind of like weddings and touring for DJing? Was that like through the mixes?
Yeah, that was definitely through the mixes. That was SoundCloud and stuff. I think we were in our sophomore or junior year in university, and that's when the gigs kind of started picking up. So it got kind of tough because we started traveling a bit too. So it was like now on top of that, we're traveling, you know. We like the learning process was kind of over with the DJing stuff. We kind of mastered that. Like probably took a year for that. And that was really like the 10 hours a day we're getting put in for like a year, I'd say. After that was a little more chill because once you learn the thing, you know, it's more like kind of just perfecting the craft more than like going back and learning things over and over. So the mixes, those came into play. We were doing those started getting us out internationally. I'd say it started getting our name out there for sure. Rise of Our City, Locked and Loaded came I think a year or two after that. So that was like kind of when we started traveling more too, with the gigs. It wasn't just local in Chicago type of stuff. So it got a little tough then too, of course, because those were the last years of university on top of that traveling, but it was good though. It was a good experience. We liked it.
We just basically we would just tell our professors, like our degree was based on business. So they respected our hustle. Like they knew what we were doing. We would just tell them in advance that we have to fly out this weekend. So we're going to have to take a day or two off, and they'd be cool with it. We would just manage in that way. And then we'd go fly out, do our thing, and then come back and take care of our school stuff. And we'd be on top of everything.
Yeah.
It sounds like a crazy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And when you were kind of doing these mixes and learning and stuff, did you have anything in your head about this being more Desi and Bhangra or being more hip hop, urban pop? Like, did you have any direction, or were you just going with the flow?
We're just kind of going with the flow. If you listen to our mixes, everything was different in a way. You know, it wasn't one genre. It's anything that sounds good to our ear in a way. Because that's how we are with music. Like, we don't say we have one favorite genre. Anything that sounds good to our ear is just kind of what we work with. And it's like, if back then we never released mixes, even until now. Like, we never in our career released mixes. Like, we were like, okay, once a week we need to release a mix, or we need to release one once a month. It was sometimes we'd go 2 months without releasing one, and it was all because we focused on quality. If something didn't need a remix, we weren't going to take that track and remix it. If it was something that we felt like we could put our own style and our own flavor to it and make it another version that's really good, then we would do the remix. You know, we wouldn't just go and take any song and just remix it. It had to be something that hit us in a way that we're like, we can make this a sick remix.
Okay, nice. Okay, so talking of a remix that hit us, or should I say hit me, is whenever I mention the name Twinbeatz, even when I mentioned I was going to interview, the first word that comes to everyone's head is Mia straight away. And with over 17 million views on YouTube, I'm not surprised. And I'd have to add that when we started in lockdown, that was literally on repeat in my bedroom when I was working from home, because it's such a absolute tune. I can't say it in any other way. So when you talk about something which you heard and you wanted to remix it, how did you choose those songs to be put together?
Okay, so we were actually in the UK. We were doing our tour while we thought of making this mix. They actually started out there. We were actually on our laptop working on it out there. This was 2 years back. It was around October, I think, October, November. So it was actually exactly like 2 years back. So yeah, we were just like, dude, this is a pretty sick song, the Mia song. We actually really liked that song from the beginning. I feel like some people had mixed reviews. They'll be like, oh, that song's whatever. But we actually liked it. So we're like, dude, we're going to put our flavor to it. We started putting the songs together, and then one after another, songs kept just flowing with it. We came up with ideas, and it just turned out to be something really different from what we've actually like even heard in the industry, what we've done ourselves from the past, So it was like, it was something that was, even till this day, I feel like people are bumping it like no other, and that's 2 years later.
Yeah, man, we look up like the YouTube stats, and where it's like mind blowing every time. It's like still consistently since then, it's still hitting like 30 to 35,000, 40,000 views a day on just YouTube. It's like, we're like, that's freaking crazy, but it's awesome, It
might be just me replaying it on repeat. But yeah, no, it is an awesome mix, and it's just one that gets you, like you said, gets you pumped, gets you going. It's got the Bhangra beat, and I listened to, what's really funny is I listened to Jodi Jodi Takana without the mix, because I heard, and I was like, I knew that from the remix and not from the original version. And I was like, it doesn't have the same pump with it.
Yeah, song's a banger regardless. But yeah, no, definitely I think a lot of people rediscovered that, because that was kind of like older times, like not even that old.
Early 2000s, I think.
Early 2000s, and the kids that are growing up now, they didn't know what that song was. So now they get to hear it, and they get to hear it with like a a modern twist to it. Even though that song honestly was always a banger. Like, I always felt like that song had it. It was so like high energy, and it was a nice track. So I mean, it was good to give a different flavor to it. So people liked it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. So you're in the DJing space, kind of going into the producing space, kind of at the same time. When was it that you decided that you guys could be the vocalists on the songs?
So basically, we didn't we never thought we were singers. I would say we never even sang in the car. We never did any of that kind of stuff. It was more of like, there's a lot of things that added up to it. Like, when we started producing, like actually doing music for artists, it was good, but we would have so many issues with just people getting us the work on time. Like we're always on top of ourselves. Like this is like the number one thing for us. Music is just like our passion, our love, and we're always like we want to get to the top of this. Like our drive. Like we want to crush our goals. We want to do everything we can. But then we would work with artists. It's something that could get done in 2 days. We wouldn't get it back for 4 months, and we're just like, we're never gonna get anywhere, you know, like doing this. And it was like everybody in this industry, like it was like with everything. It wasn't just like vocalists, it was with everything. So that's why you could see like we kind of started learning how to do our own videos, how to do our own album art. We started teaching ourselves how to do everything because we didn't want to rely on anybody anymore, because it wasn't getting done on time, and it wasn't getting done to our vision a lot of times either. So we just like basically we're messing around. We're like, yo, let's get a mic. And we kind of just started messing around in a way, and then we're like, okay, you know what? We kind of see how this goes, you know? And then we just kind of started taking vocal lessons. We started working on it. We started working on just songwriting and stuff, and it just became a thing, and it just kept going.
It's definitely a process, though. Even learning how to sing, like we started about 2 years back. It was actually right after Mia releases when we kind of started taking vocal lessons.
Yeah.
And it's taking time. We're still learning, you know. It's like a long process, and it's just like you get better day by day. You keep learning. We've still been going to our same vocal teacher, so she's been good for us too. And it's just like it's nothing. I mean, I guess some people might learn it quicker, but it's nothing you can learn overnight. It takes a while to get better at it. And like even songwriting, we never knew we could write. It just kind of started happening, you know. So it's like as soon as we started doing vocals, we just kind of started writing as well.
Yeah, it was just all part of like the creative process. Like we've always, in a way, we've had creativity around us in a way, because my mom even used to paint, and when we were younger, we used to draw and stuff too. So there's always like anything that we would do, there was always like a creative process involved in it. Like we loved creativity. So I guess writing just kind of goes hand in hand with that. When you just keep building and get better at it, and then there's a lot of creativity involved in it, you know.
That side of your brain has been working and festering this whole time. So you have obviously started doing the vocal lessons, and then you released your album Enders Obsessions. I guess was the first full album where you guys are actually on the vocals, right?
Yeah.
And also alongside that, you released Agvargi, which I have to also add as that's probably, aside from Mia, because remix, vocal and music wise, I love Agvargi. That's because I'm a Bhangra fan, so that's probably why I like that one. So how did you find the process of, you know, having your own album, but like you're saying, doing everything and also being the vocalist and doing the producing and basically the whole production?
Yeah, so I remember the Endless Obsessions EP, it was in quarantine. The whole project started in quarantine. So we have so many tracks done right now in our library, probably like 25-30 songs ready to release. Like they're made, but the whole COVID thing kind of just slowed stuff down, and we're just like, we don't know if it's the right time to release these songs, right? Then we're like, okay, this one time I remember I was in the gym, in the garage, getting my workout in. And I texted my brother. I was like, yo, we should do an album, and an EP, just 4 songs, and we should just work on it during quarantine and just release it. And it was like literally just came up like a random idea. And I was like, you know what, we should maybe get other people to write in and just get music from other producers too, just so we could get a different look on everything. And then we're like, you know what? It's better for us to build a portfolio off of this. Like, why don't we just do our own music, write our own tracks? We had a few written already, and we're like, you know what, we can use this for the EP. Then we wrote like 2 more, and then the whole process just kept going. And I would say in 2 months' time, we wrote the whole majority of the EP, put the vocals down, did the music, went and shot the videos in California. In a week, we shot 5 videos. 4 of them were on the album. 1 was for a different track, but we basically did all that stuff in 2 months' time, turned around, did the whole project, and put it out.
So this is why when I kept bugging to get an interview, you guys were out there shooting videos and producing a whole EP.
Pretty much.
We were so busy, man. We didn't even sleep. Some days I would wake up after 2 hours, man, and it felt normal. Like I didn't feel like drowsy or anything. I just felt like, okay, I was like, this is perfect, man. I get more hours in the day. Like it kind of started becoming, it was probably bad, obviously, for my health, but it kind of became normal, like 2-3 hours of sleep and just waking up. And now if I did it, I would probably be cranky, but I mean, then it was working for some reason.
You entered that state of just don't need sleep anymore. It's going to carry on going.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
Okay, right. Okay. I think it's time where we play the game now before we go into what's next for Twinbeatz. So
Okay.
We have a, I think it's a segment in a UK show called Mr. and Mrs. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
It's kind of, so normally they put couples against each other where the Mr. and the Mrs. have to answer a question on behalf of the other person and see if they know them as well as they think they do. So seeing as you're twins and you spend a lot of time together, I thought it'd be fun to put you two against each other. So Harinda, you're gonna answer for Verinda, and Verinda, you're gonna answer for Harinda, and then I want to see if you got it right when you actually answer the question. So start off easy, and then it might get a little bit tricky afterwards.
All right, cool.
Okay, so we'll start off first with favorite color. So Harinda, do you want to answer what Verinda's favorite color is?
Yo.
Not that young.
I would say blue.
Dude, I honestly don't have a favorite color. I really don't. If I even thought about it, everyone asks me, when people ask me what's your favorite color, I don't have an answer. So I don't think I really have a favorite.
So I got that right.
We'll give you that as a 1 point then. Okay, then go. I'm gonna get confused now when I'm asking the questions to. I'm gonna say Harinda is in red, right?
No.
No.
Yeah, bro, you had a 50-50 chance.
You don't have the long hair anymore, so it's hard to tell who's who.
Yeah. I cut it off.
Okay, so Verinda in red.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So now answer for Harinda.
Alright. Same
favorite
question?
color. Yeah, favorite color.
Oh damn. I don't know, I'd say black.
Okay, so black isn't a color. That's what everybody says, but that's like my favorite color.
Black's not a color?
People say black and white aren't in color, right?
Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense, but no, it is.
I don't know if that's true, but a lot of people say, every time people ask me, I'm like black, and then my second one will be purple.
Okay, should we give him the point for that?
Yeah, probably, because
okay, we'll get one.
I get a point. I get a point. He doesn't get a point. He didn't get it right. I get a point for that. I got it right.
Okay, cool. Next one. You're going into a bar. What drink are you going to order first?
Who's asking who? Or...
Okay, go Verinda first.
Wait,
or Harinda.
Okay, me first. Okay, me first.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 point. Okay, other way around. Is it going to be water as well?
Water.
Fair enough. Do you guys not drink?
No, we don't drink, man. We've been sober our whole life, so we haven't smoked or drank or anything. Sober life,
really?
bro.
That's the reason you're smashing out these remixes, because you don't have any hangovers.
Straight up, man. It's not like it's just a personal choice. Like, we don't have anything against it. Like, we think it's awesome. Like, obviously our family does it, like, for gatherings and stuff. It's like, it's needed. I feel like an event isn't what it is without alcohol, you know? Like, people need to have a good time. People need to be in their element. But just personally, we never just got into it. I think it came from like basketball. Like, we wanted to stay focused in there, and then we just kind of kept going on. It was just like a thing that we never needed. Like,
we don't know how we'd react. Like, you know how people sometimes don't act well on it? We're like, dude, we don't want to test it yet. we stay focused.
Yeah, we don't need to. We're good without it.
We get lit without it, so we're good.
Wait till the releases are done, then you can try.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Next one is all-time favorite Bhangra track.
You go first.
Let me think.
This one's going to be hard, seeing as you probably played every single one and being like, I love that one.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like music's so hard to choose like that. Honestly, I'll just do like a wild guess, like Tera Yaar Bolda, Bin Rakhiya.
Dude, that's crazy, because that's actually right. But because I was actually thinking, like, I was thinking what would my favorite track be, and I was like actually thinking probably that. So he just like, that's some twin telepathy thing right there for sure.
There you go. Twin telepathy is real.
For real. All right.
That was a good choice.
His, I don't know, man. I mean, I remember he would always jam to DJ Vajda by Kulwinder Billa, so maybe that.
That's one of the top ones, but Tera Yaar Bolda was like my first one. That's why I said it. That's like the only one that I can do. But DJ Vajda is probably like top
this
3.
Should like morph you into one person, just ask the questions to one person.
Bro.
Okay, cool. one more question then. What is the other twins' guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. What is that? Explain that a little bit.
Okay, so like something which, like, say it might be like reality TV or like keeping up with the Kardashians that you love. Something that's like awful, but it's your guilty pleasure, or food or whatever.
I gotta think about that. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think too. I had to think a little deep for that one. Because recently it's just been like working on music. Back in the day, yeah, we used to watch some TV shows and we used to like listen to, you know, different types of music and stuff, so I could say something. But now, recently,
you're just so in the game. You're so focused.
I honestly can't think, because like we don't do anything besides like the last.
Yeah, we're in a bubble, man. Literally, like we work on our own music all the time, so that's what we listen to pretty much.
Yeah, we literally all we
we're
do.
Boring people.
Like we're literally boring people. All we do is go to the freaking gym. We go to the gym for 2 hours a day, come home and work on music. Like literally, that's all we do.
Yeah, but I mean, back in the days, I remember he used to watch Keeping Up with Kardashians.
Hell yeah!
There we go. Got it out.
It's some entertainment.
I think I did.
Okay. Keeping Up with Kardashians. We'll go with that. Okay. Final one then. Seeing as Christmas is coming up soon, is what would they love to open on Christmas Day?
Can you say that again? It kind of cut out.
What would they like to open on Christmas Day?
Oh, let me go first on this one. A guitar.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. Because I've been wanting to pick up a guitar. Damn, I can't think of what it would be. Let me think. I have no idea, man. We're not gift type of people, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We're literally not. Like, I'm like, that seriously. If somebody's like, "Yo, let me get you a gift," I'm just like, "No." I'm like, "You're not getting me a gift. Like, I don't like you. Instead of giving me a gift, donate it to someone. That'd be my gift."
Yeah.
I feel like we're both like that.
But my gift would be some VST, some plugins for the Ableton DAW for sure. Get some plugins for the production stuff. That'll for sure be it.
There you go. That's a good present. Okay, I'm not quite sure who to give the winning title to for that one. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Twin Telepathy. We'll keep it equal.
Both win. Yep.
You're both winners. We're all winners here. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The final question that I have for you is, what is next for Twinbeatz? What can we expect?
We got like I was saying, we have so many projects in our library. We're just working on. We have a lot of issues with funding and stuff just because we're independent artists, you know. So like we even doing our own videos, like it became a thing from doing. We would pay like people like Roop Mall, right? We had a few videos done by him, who's like an amazing director. Like he's one of the top people in the industry. And obviously that's going to cost a lot more than doing it ourselves. But then again, it comes with people. If you think about it, someone like Rupmal, his mind is made for directing, you know? And at the end of the day, for us, like we're able to put out a solid project directing, but we're not going to put out the craziest project. So it's like we lack in that part of our, I feel like in our, like whatever, like our assets, like our weapons, like we don't have like the best video director people, you know? And that holds us back from putting out projects. But we can get like, if we end up getting like funding or a label or something, we can end up putting out so many projects that would be like pretty sick. But that's like all we're working on, man. We have like so many tracks like just ready to release, but we just pretty much have to figure out how to get like the best videos for them, because we don't want to put out like a halfway project, you know, just like whatever, put a video together, put it out. But in other ways, like we're just pretty much working on content, man. We have so many songs, like so many different types of genres that we're working on, all this kind of stuff just ready to go. We're just trying to figure out how we can put this together and release it in 2021. So we have a few videos ready, then we're just working on more, just like trying to figure out ideas, what we can do.
We might start putting out a lot of like just audio tracks too, just to get some music out there, you know, just keep it consistent.
We have a few weeks. We have a few labels too that like reached out to us. Like they've been reaching out to us, but then we just want to like make sure that we're given what we deserve in that way. Like we don't just want to we're putting all this time towards the project, putting all this money towards it. Obviously the video is still going to cost money at the end of the day. All these hours that are going into it, all this work, and then we're just giving the track off to the label and they just put it up on their channel. Don't give us any promo the way it's supposed to be, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
we'd rather, like, we think about it in a way, if we want to do that, then we have our own YouTube channel that's building pretty well. It's consistently growing. So we would just rather keep consistently growing. It's obviously gonna be a little bit of a slower process, but at the end of the day, I don't know if we'll explore it. Like that's what we're saying. Like this year's kind of going to be about exploring what we have to do, you know, like we'll maybe give a few projects to labels and see where that goes. And then we'll keep releasing from our channel as well.
Nice. And can we expect more vocals from you, or are they going to be remixes?
Yeah. Vocals. We've been kind of thinking about maybe a mashup soon, but we can't. We've been trying to release a mashup for probably like 3-4 months now, but we just haven't found the right songs to vibe with. We're like, we started and then we're like, dude, like we want to make sure it's up to par, you know?
This isn't it.
Yeah. So so now we've been like obviously just focusing on vocals and then doing our own tracks. We have a few like Senti type of tracks in the next few months.
Oh, nice.
For the vibe of the winter months.
The vibe.
Yeah. So we'll be still dropping tracks.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of original music, of course, with our vocals on it, and then we'll probably have a few features here and there, and mixes and stuff. It just comes down to if we're able to find that track and we're just like, this is the one, or else we're not going to put it out. Like even if we put, like, if you'll listen to some of the mixes that we have in our library, like unfinished mixes, and a lot of people will be like, yo, you have to drop it. Like we showed it to people and they're like, yo, that's so sick, you have to drop it. But then it's like, to us, it's not the one, so we're not going to release it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, we look forward to those mixes / releases / vocals when they do come out. And that's all we have time for. But I just want to say a massive, huge thank you for coming on today to Lyca. It's been really fun, and it's been great to talk about your DJing and your music life.
Of course, man. Thank you for having us, and hopefully we'll be back again soon.
Yes, looking forward to new releases. Cheers, guys.